Good morning, children. Today we are going to study a poem, Geography Lesson, written by Brain Pattern. This poem is about a teacher and how he influenced his students. The poet feels that what we learn from our teachers is much more important than the books they teach us with. So before reading this poem and understanding it, let us know something about its poet. Brain Pattern was born in year 1946 in Liverpool and grew up in a working class neighborhood. His first collection of poems was Little Johnny's Confession, published when he was 21 years old. Pattern is also well known for his best-selling poetry collection for children, most famously Gargling with Jelly and Juggling with Gibbles, from which this particular poem has been taken. Our teacher told us one day he would leave and sail across a warm blue sea, two places he had only known from maps and all his life had longed to be. So let us try to understand this stanza. This poem begins with the speaker saying that his teacher told his class of students that one day he would leave the school and his work behind and sail across the warm blue sea to distant places he had seen on maps. That is what he longed to do all his life. Second stanza. The house he lived in was narrow and grey, but in his mind's eye he could see sweet scented jasmines clinging to the walls and green leaves burning on an orange tree. So, even though his teacher lived in a narrow grey house, probably in a place that was dull and cold, but the teacher imagined buildings with sweet scented jasmines hanging tightly around the walls and orchards with green leaves shining on orange trees. Third stanza. He spoke of the lands he longed to visit, where it was never drab or cold. I couldn't understand why he never left and shook off the school's strange folds. So a word meaning is here, a difficult word, drab, and the meaning of the word is not interesting or colorful. So the teacher talked about the places he wished to visit, where it was never dull or cold, where he used to live. And the speaker never quite understood why his teacher did not leave his job and all the responsibilities at the school that held him back. He did not understand why his teacher did not travel to all the places that he described in the map. Now the next stanza. Then halfway through his final term, he took ill and never returned. He never got to that place on the map where the green leaves of orange tree burnt. Halfway through the speaker's final term. Now the speaker, as a student, he was studying in the class. So halfway through the speaker's final term, the teacher fell ill and never returned to teach at the school. The speaker said that the teacher did not did not manage to travel the places which he mentioned on the maps that he had always imagined. And what were the places? Those places he imagined with the green leaves on the orange tree, implying that the teacher passed away without having fulfilled his dreams. His dreams were to travel to the distant land, but he could not fulfill his dreams and he dies. Now we come to the next stanza. The maps were redrawn on the wall, his name forgotten, he faded away, but a lesson he never knew he taught is with me to this day. So here in this stanza, after the death of the teacher, what were the changes that had taken place in the school? Soon the maps on the classroom walls were changed and everyone forgot about the teacher. But a lesson the teacher didn't know he even taught. A lesson was taught, but the teacher, he himself did not know that he taught a lesson, remained with the speaker. That is, it remained with our poet and it is with him on even today. Okay? That lesson which was taught to him by his teacher is with him to this day. And what is the lesson? The lesson is that it is the love for travel. Now, the last stanza of this poem. I travel to where the green leaves burn, to where the ocean's glass clear and blue, to places our teacher taught me to love, but which he never knew. So the speaker now, because he learned a lesson from the teacher, so what he did with this lesson, so the speaker traveled to those distant places on the map where the green leaves burn, where the ocean is as clear as glass and blue, to the places his teacher made him fall in love with, but which he never knew himself. The places the teacher taught in the class and made the student, that is the poet, fell in love. So the poet, he visits those places himself and he is very happy with what was taught by his teacher. So with this, we come to an end of our class. Thank you, children.